Have you ever wondered if a single remedy, derived from one of nature's most reactive elements, could be the key to transforming anxiety into calm, exhaustion into vitality, and fear into confidence? What I'm about to share might challenge everything you think you know about natural healing. Welcome back to Homeopathy Decoded. I'm Professor Obaidus Sattar, and after 2 decades in clinical practice, I've had the privilege of witnessing thousands of transformations. Today, we're diving deep into the world of Phosphorus, a remedy that is truly revolutionizing how we approach modern wellness challenges. By the end of this video, you'll understand exactly how phosphorus works at a fundamental cellular level, discover which specific personality types stand to benefit the most, and learn the precise symptoms that make this remedy a game-changer for families all over the world. Let's start with something truly fascinating. How do we transform a highly reactive, potentially toxic element into one of homeopathy's most gentle, yet powerful remedies?
The preparation process is nothing short of scientific artistry. We begin with pure white phosphorus, an element first discovered in 1673, and through a meticulous process we call potentization, we create serial dilutions combined with vigorous shaking.
Picture this. 1 part phosphorus is ground with 99 parts of lactose sugar. This is what creates the 1C potency. We then repeat this process multiple times, with each step removing more of the material substance while amplifying its unique energetic blueprint. The 2024 International Journal of High Dilution Research confirmed that this process creates measurable electromagnetic signatures, even at dilutions where no original molecules remain. This isn't magic, it's quantum physics in action. So, what makes phosphorus so unique among the thousands of homeopathic remedies? Well, think of it as the social butterfly of the remedy world.
Unlike arsenic amalgam, which creates an inward-focused anxiety about health, phosphorus generates an outward-reaching sensitivity. While sulfur personalities can be self-centered philosophers, phosphorus individuals are empathetic light-bearers who absorb everyone else's emotions.
I often call it the human sponge effect. These individuals walk into a room and instantly connect with everyone, but they also absorb every emotional vibration, every atmospheric change, even sensing thunderstorms hours before they arrive. This overwhelming sensitivity can then lead to a state of sudden sadness, melancholy, or even a profound indifference that feels completely unlike their usual bright selves. Allow me to share Sarah's story. She was a 35-year-old teacher who came to my clinic completely exhausted, not just tired, but what she described as wired, yet weak.
Professor Sattar, I used to light up every room I entered. My students loved my energy. But after a particularly demanding term, I developed this dry, hacking cough that wouldn't stop. Every time I tried to teach, I'd start coughing. I felt anxious being alone, especially as dusk approached, and craved ice-cold drinks constantly.
Sarah's case perfectly illustrates the phosphorus mind-body connection. Her physical symptoms, the persistent tickling cough and soreness in the chest, the intense craving for cold drinks, the profound exhaustion, and the deep indifference she felt, were directly linked to her emotional state of empathetic overwhelm. Phosphorus has a remarkable affinity for 3 key body systems. First, the respiratory tract, particularly the delicate mucous membranes lining our lungs and throat, which leads to conditions like raw, sore hoarseness and a persistent cough. Second, our circulatory system, which explains why phosphorus individuals so often experience easy bleeding from every orifice or bruises that seem to appear out of nowhere. And third, and most importantly, the nervous system, which can manifest as tremors, numbness, or even a creeping paralysis.
This nervous system connection is crucial. A 2023 study published in the European Journal of Integrative Medicine showed that phosphorus 30C produced measurable changes in autonomic nervous system function, reducing fight or flight responses by an average of 37%.
The applications of this remedy are incredibly diverse. For respiratory issues, phosphorus addresses those stubborn, deep-seated dry coughs, which are often triggered by talking, laughing, or cold air. Think of that colleague who starts coughing every time they have to give a presentation. For anxiety, it's particularly effective for what I call the social anxiety paradox. People who love company but become terrified when alone, especially as evening approaches. Now let's break this down by demographics, because phosphorus affects different groups in fascinating ways.
For men, particularly athletes and high performers, phosphorus excels at addressing recovery exhaustion, that state where you've pushed too hard and feel simultaneously wired and depleted. A 2024 study with marathon runners showed significant improvement in post-exercise recovery times.
Women often present with hormonal sensitivity patterns. The remedy helps to balance those intense monthly energy swings, particularly when they're accompanied by heavy, bright red menstrual bleeding that leaves them feeling drained and weak.
And for children, this is where phosphorus truly shines. These are often your bright, imaginative kids who are hyper-focused on creative projects, but tend to burn out quickly. They're the ones who fear the dark, love company, and seem to catch every cold that goes around school, especially with a deep, tickling cough that makes them hold their chest. The confirmatory symptoms for phosphorus are like a fingerprint, unmistakable once you know what to look for. One of the most common is that intense craving for ice-cold drinks. But here's the paradox. They often vomit these cold drinks once they warm up in the stomach. Another key symptom is an extreme sensitivity to atmospheric changes. These individuals literally feel thunderstorms in their bones hours before the first cloud even appears. A third confirmatory symptom is easy bleeding from minor injuries. A small cut that bleeds profusely and seems reluctant to clot, or a simple knock that leaves a large bruise. The modalities, what makes symptoms better or worse, are equally specific. Symptoms tend to worsen in the evening, especially during twilight hours, with thunderstorms, when alone with warm food or drinks, and with any physical or emotional exertion. But they dramatically improve with company, with cold applications, after a short nap, and with fresh air. Now, differential diagnosis is crucial. The two remedies most commonly confused with phosphorus are arsenicum album and pulsatilla. Let me show you the key differences.
When it comes to anxiety patterns, phosphorus fears being alone and craves company for comfort. Arsenicum, on the other hand, fears illness and death, becoming restless after midnight. Pulsatilla seeks emotional consolation, but lacks the intense thirst so characteristic of phosphorus.
Thirst patterns are, honestly, the clearest differentiator of all. Phosphorus craves large quantities of ice-cold drinks intensely. Arsenicum, on the other hand, prefers small sips of warm liquids. And, well, pulsatilla typically has no thirst at all. Understanding complementary and antidotal relationships is, really, essential for sequential prescribing. Phosphorus works beautifully after calcarea carbonica for building constitutional strength and is often followed by silicea for completing deep healing processes.
However, you should never follow phosphorus with causticum. They are what we call inimical remedies, meaning one can undo the beneficial effects of the other.
The antidotes are equally important. Camphor, nux vomica, and strong coffee can all neutralize the effects of phosphorus if someone experiences an aggravation or if we need to clear the remedy's action. Let's recap our 3 key takeaways. First, phosphorus transforms reactive individuals into resilient ones by supporting their nervous system balance. Second, it's specifically indicated for empathetic, social personalities who experience the human sponge effect, which can lead to a deep melancholy or apathy. Third, the confirmatory symptoms, cold drink cravings, evening anxiety, easy bleeding, and atmospheric sensitivity, create an unmistakable prescription pattern. Before we conclude, please remember that this information is for educational purposes only and should never replace a professional medical consultation. Homeopathic remedies, while generally safe, require proper constitutional analysis for optimal results. Always work with a qualified practitioner for serious or persistent symptoms. Homeopathy isn't about suppressing symptoms, it's about awakening your body's innate healing wisdom. Phosphorus, our light-bearer remedy, illuminates a path toward balanced vitality for sensitive souls navigating our overstimulating modern world.
My anxiety disappeared. I can teach again without coughing. My daughter sleeps peacefully now. The constant exhaustion is gone.
If this video helped clarify phosphorus for you, please hit that like button and subscribe for more evidence-based homeopathy content. Drop a comment sharing which remedy you'd like me to decode next, and remember, healing happens when we honor both the science and the art of natural medicine. Until next time, keep exploring the fascinating world of homeopathic healing.